Hello and welcome to the Crochet Business School podcast. I'm Kelly Thomas, the Crochet Profit Queen, and I'm going to show you how you can make a living from your crochet while avoiding the burnout and being able to make what you want and when you want. Have you signed up to the Crochet Business School newsletter yet? Don't forget to do that now at crochetbusinessschool.com/subscribe and get tips and free resources straight to your inbox. Is it possible to build a crochet business part-time? Yes, absolutely it is. That's what I've been doing. My business has taken a long and winding road. It's been a journey. I started out just wanting to make a bit of extra cash. Then it turned into it was my thing. After I'd had my son, I was just mum. Didn't like it. Not that I didn't want my son, absolutely not, but just mum. I needed something on my own. And selling my crochet helped me with that. But as time went on and as I got into it and learned all the things that selling what I make isn't for me, and learning how to write my own patterns, how to sell them, building a YouTube channel, and all of that, the entire time I was doing it part time. I never spent more than 10, 12 hours a week on my business. It's all been done part time. And actually, in the recent times, in the last year or so, I probably spent even less than that on it every week. It's not how much time you have, it's what you do with it. I mean, you could have all the time in the world and still not have a successful business if you are not doing the right things. So it's all about knowing what your priorities are. It's all about making sure you're spending time doing things that are going to see a return, whether that's a return in new followers, new newsletter subscribers, setting up a YouTube channel if that's what your focus is going to be, designing those patterns, knowing who your audience is, knowing what your niche is. All of this builds and eventually comes together to create a fully formed, profitable business. Now, what that business looks like is going to depend entirely on you. Every crochet business looks different. Every crochet business uses different ways to promote themselves, get seen, have their revenue, comes from different streams. And that all depends on you. But is it possible to do it part-time? Absolutely. Now, the more time you spend on it and doing the right things to, build it, the quicker it will get to the level you want. The less time you have, it's going to take longer. It's just the way of things. But that doesn't mean you're not going to get there. It just means that it might take you a bit longer than everyone else. But again, that is all in your hands. That is all down to you. And it can make us feel a bit behind the times, a bit slow, a bit inadequate when you see others racing ahead and being everywhere and doing all these different things. But what we have to remember is that what you see online is not always reality. Just because you see someone popping up everywhere and showing off all these fabulous crochet things, it doesn't mean they're actually making any money out of it. Showing off and actually profiting are two different things, completely and totally. So if you're not being everywhere and you're not being seen by absolutely everyone and every platform, don't worry about it. That doesn't mean that makes a successful business. In fact, being everywhere can be a very bad thing because that dilutes your message. It takes up an awful lot of time and doesn't leave as much time for actually speaking to the right people in the right way. You need to concentrate on who your people are. You need to find them. You need to nurture them. You need to show them your talents. You need to show them why you are a good fit for them and why they should come and purchase anything or view your content rather than anyone else. And you don't need to be everywhere to do that. You just need to be in one place. I mean, no matter which platform you choose, there are millions of users. And I guarantee you, a good portion of them are going to be crocheters. There is more than enough business to sustain a business on any platform, just one platform. And you get to choose which one's right for you. See, the thing is, if your business feels hard, you're not going to do it, especially if you're short on time and you're trying to do this around family, around jobs, around other commitments, and of course, leaving time for yourself as well. It can really take it out of you. So you need it to feel fun, you need it to feel easy, and that means doing it your way. But it also means prioritizing the right things. So scrolling through your Facebook feed, looking for posts asking, does anyone crochet this? Can someone make me this? Is not a good use of your time. Why? Because those posts don't come up very often. And if they do, you can guarantee there's going to be 100 other people commenting on it to try and get that business. Is trying to find a single post and sell to a single person the best way to use your precious time? No. You need a post that is going to appeal to a lot of people at the same time and get you multiple sales. That's a great use of time. It's really easy to tell ourselves that we are busy on our business while not actually doing anything. It's procrastination. And you're listening to the procrastination queen. Because I used to do this. That's what I used to do. Scroll through my Facebook feed for ages looking for these posts, telling myself, yes, I'm working on my business. I'm helping the money coming in. And I wasn't. I was just procrastinating and not doing what I should. I mean, there's a million different reasons you procrastinate, but that's another episode. But you kind of have to recognize if you are doing the right things and how to stop yourself when you're not. There are various ways of doing this. To-do lists are great as long as they are priority driven. Having a plan, so you know what your weekly tasks are, is also a great idea. Concentrating on only a single social media platform. Making sure that you are only talking to your niche. So if you're making, baby patterns and baby wear, then doing a blog post on weddings is going to throw the whole thing out. You need to stick within your niche and you need to know what that is. If you try to speak to everyone, you're going to speak to no one because no one knows who you're talking to. And if that's happening, then you cannot make the best use of what little time you have. This is all just part of business. And when it's crochet, I mean, most of us started a crochet business because crochet was our hobby. We're turning hobby into a business. You cannot treat a business as a hobby or you're not going to make any money. And if you don't make any money, you're not a business. So you've got to change how you think about it as well. And that can take a bit of doing. It can also be quite hard because you may feel like you're losing the hobby that you love. But there are ways to mitigate that as well. So it is very possible to build a crochet business when you're doing it part-time, but you've really got to have a strategy and a plan in place to make sure that you are on the right track and that you are making the best use of your precious time that you have to spend on it. Know what you want, know what you need to do, and don't deviate from the plan, which it can be quite difficult when you're not used to doing that and you're not used to having to manage your own time and be your own boss. But it's all about practice. It gets easier over time and you learn what works and what doesn't. and you will get there. It is absolutely possible, but you do need that plan. So, any questions, please do come over to the Facebook group. The link is in the show notes. And let us help you to get your business on track and help build you that strategy that is going to create the business you've been dreaming of. So, thank you for listening, and I shall speak to you next time for the next episode. Bye for now.